Hi, I'm Lali. I like motorcycles, and when I was first deciding to get my motorcycle license, it was after seeing a YouTuber here, another motovlogger, I think it was Chase on Two Wheels. He was riding around downtown Atlanta and he was just having so much fun. He was like waving to people were waving to him. He was just like happy, merry. Yay, and a bomb! What secret to life has this guy figured out that I haven't, that he's like so happy just sitting in traffic? Like, what does he know that I don't? The answer to that question was he found something that he was passionate about and he decided to share it with somebody else. He was probably thinking that if it made him happy, it would probably make other people happy too. And he was right, of course. But what my brain thought at the time, the correct answer was that he had a motorcycle and I didn't, and that was the problem. That's why he was happy and I was not. Because a motorcycle was something tangible that I could obtain versus something intangible like happiness or passion. So what did I do next? I went out and I got a permit a few weeks later after watching a couple more motovlogs. And of course, my parents had no idea, but I was determined to get that bike either way. What nobody told me about the motorcycle community at the time, and I had no idea, is that they're actually very friendly and you will end up feeling like family pretty quickly. Now, don't get me wrong. I know motorcycle riders can be lone wolves as well. It's up to the rider. I think the vast majority of riders are community driven, myself included, but there are a couple lone wolves out there that would rather not join others. But odds are, if you're looking to make friends, the biker community is a great place to start. It's actually probably one of the better communities to try and make friends in because not all niches or hobbies have a devoted community around them or a general sentiment of unity. We have bike night, we ride in groups, we show up to car meets too. We have professional events like MotoGP, World Superbike, Moto America to unite us. So I wish I knew how many opportunities I had to make cool friends because I probably would have started riding sooner. There are some things I wish I knew about the motorcycle community before I started riding, however. Some of those are like mindset shift, community, and some of them are monetary, and we're gonna talk about all those today. So if you know somebody who's looking to ride or you want to get started into riding yourself, here's a couple things I wish I knew. Okay, so monetary wise, after I got my motorcycle permit, which I'm pretty sure was free or was like 20 bucks or something, so I took the Motorcycle Safety Foundations course, the basic rider course, which in Pennsylvania it's free for riders. Otherwise school is like $300, $400 depending if you're out of state, or some states don't allow it for free in PA. PA meaning Pennsylvania. I realize I have some international viewers, so sorry about that. PA is short for Pennsylvania. So anyway, up until now, like everything was great. I didn't have to pay for the motorcycle school. I just had to like whip out $20 for the permit and I was basically good to go. I was like licensed. And in my like naive brain, I'm thinking, okay, well, all I need now is motorcycle and helmet. Like that would those were the two expenses that were coming up and that was basically gonna be it. I was gonna be good for life. Okay, so newsflash, don't be like Lali, you're gonna need more than a helmet. You should buy more than just a helmet. The motorcycle and the helmet is not your only expense. Yeah, so first things first, the gear. I didn't think about the cost of gear beyond a helmet, but I think as a new rider, you really should be getting like a full set of gear and try not to start bad habits early on, because if you start bad habits early on motorcycles, you'll carry them down. If you start with full gear and you get ready and you get used to wearing full gear all the time, you'll just put it on. It'll be like you won't have one without the other. You just motorcycle plus full gear. And I think a lot of riders, especially here in the United States, start without that mentality. They see like so many bad examples around them. They don't wear the gear. They don't do anything. It's just like a helmet, maybe gloves, like good luck. So luckily for me, the people that I was watching on YouTube, motovloggers, I think they were trying to set a good example at the time because I saw them wearing like, jacket, helmet, boots, and I don't know why I thought helmet was like the only thing I needed. It's probably because I saw riders around here in like t-shirts and shorts and just a helmet on, and I was like, I guess if they do it, I must be okay. And I don't want to say like social media is the reason that I bought like full gear, but let's be honest, it was the YouTube riders I saw that were wearing gear, and it was also people on Instagram that I always saw. They looked so good in full gear that I thought I need a set of full gear then. So that's how I went from like just helmet to full gear. So here's the cost of that breakdown. As far as I can remember, some of them I can't find the receipts for, but some of the gear I have the receipts for, and I'm gonna estimate what I paid for the rest of it to give you like an accurate representation of what I paid for my first set of gear. Helmet, $190. It was on sale and I got an AGV. Jacket, $103. Pants, $150. Boots / shoes, $120. Gloves, $40, for a total of $603. Remember that you're gonna make a lot more mistakes as a new rider, and a lot of people go down within a few months, weeks, days, even hours after they start riding, so it does pay to be protected. Whatever your budget is for buying your first motorcycle, make sure you allocate some towards gear, and I would skew that budget so that you put more of it towards a good quality helmet, so stick with a name brand helmet. For the one that I bought, the $190 one, I got it because I waited for a Black Friday sale to be able to get an AGV, I think it was a K4 Evo helmet that was initially more expensive, but they had dropped it down because I wear an extra small size, and sometimes with the extra smalls or the extra large sizes, they go on sale because not as many people fit those sizes. So, you know, if you got a really small or really big head, like use that to your advantage and wait for Black Friday sales. I mean, I know every year Revzilla does something for Black Friday, and that's where I purchased all of my first set of gear from. So like I said, just about $600 overall. I don't know if in today's economy you may be able to get away with that $600 price point, maybe, but let's just say put around $700 aside on top of what you think your motorcycle is going to cost you, and budget that for your gear. I see a lot of riders now buying motorcycles, like new riders, buying new motorcycles like straight from the dealership. There's nothing wrong with doing that, but you're gonna drop it. Let's just face it. Like that, everybody makes mistakes as a new rider. It's okay, but you know, like you don't need to go and spend like way too much money on a new motorcycle that you're gonna drop like 2 weeks into riding, like over a dumb mistake. And I've made plenty of them with that 250. Like I think you're definitely better off buying used. Like don't buy a piece of junk that you need to put like so many repairs into, but buy something decent that is used and in good condition. Have a friend who already knows what they're doing help you. So if there's a piece of advice that I would give to riders today, it's don't buy new. Go on Facebook Marketplace. You can find a lot of good deals there. If you're a parent watching this video and your kid wants a motorcycle, maybe send them the video as some like friendly financial advice. So like I said, some people think that a motorcycle is less expensive than a car, and in some ways it is, like the initial cost of the vehicle, but motorcycles do require more frequent maintenance than cars do, and we generally ride them a little bit harder than we do our cars. So depending on the condition that the bike is in when you first buy it, you might have to do a tire change, you might have to replace worn out cables, sprockets, chains, brake fluid, oil. So the point being, don't assume that a motorcycle will necessarily be cheaper in the long run. One huge thing that I think people forget about, and one obstacle in particular, is being a younger rider and forgetting that you're gonna need to buy insurance for this thing. So in my situation, I decided to add some coverage against theft because I knew I was going to be storing the motorcycle outside, where obviously it was more prone to getting stolen. I also decided to add collision insurance in case a driver hit me on my bike and then decided to run away. This was actually a scenario that happened to me in a parking lot. Somebody knocked over my bike, but luckily they were also a Progressive customer and they left their information, so I was able to do the repairs that I needed to do on the bike straight away. But had that person decided to run away or not leave their information, I would have been protected with collision insurance. In terms of how long it takes you to get coverage, it's pretty much instant. When you go online, you can choose a start date for your policy, and don't forget that if you take a rider safety course, sometimes you can get a discount if you present that certification. So basically all you have to do is type in the make and model of your bike, the VIN if you know it, whether you own the bike or not, the primary location that it's going to be in, and a little bit of information about yourself as well. I hope that gives you a bit of insight as to why motorcycle insurance is so important and how you can save a little bit of money. The next thing I wish I knew, or somebody had told me before I started riding, is the mindset shift that you need to have as a rider going into this hobby so that you stay alive. One of my favorite books that I've ever read was Never Split the Difference by Chris Voss, and it's a book on high stakes negotiations and getting your way. Maybe I'll do a full video on this in the future because that is a beast of a book with lots of good lessons to teach. But here's one that applies as much to motorcycle riding as it does to real life negotiations. Take things slowly, don't accept demands, and do not compromise. On a motorcycle, if you make a mistake, if you compromise your safety, it can and usually does end badly for you. You need to develop and have the mental fortitude to not be an idiot. When I get the zoomies in my brain, or when like my blood is boiling, or road rage is creeping up on me because some dumbass in traffic did something, cut me off, and now I'm angry, your higher order self needs to step in and say, hey, just to let you know, this compulsive thing you're about to do is a bad idea. You're going to accept the demand that your monkey brain is making for you. You're not going to take it slowly, and you're going to compromise your life. Oh, and remember, you already compromised today by not wearing your full set of gear. So, is it a good idea to act on this impulse? Maybe I shouldn't smash this person's mirror or try to filter by them to get in front of them again. I should just chill because I'm on a motorcycle and there is no top, no side, no door, no nothing. This is at least one thing I can proudly say I learned quickly on a bike. I was always a calculated risk taker type of person. So rational thinking while riding a motorcycle was something that came very naturally to me. But I've seen how some of my friends ride, and I can't say that they all have the same coolness. One of the riders that impressed me the most was one of my good friends who rode an R1. I was expecting to really not be able to keep up with him that much, and when we went out on the road and the highway, what I got from him instead was the most chill, laid back, level-headed R1 rider that I'd ever met. And I remember just thinking how awesome it was to find that kind of self-discipline in a rider. And so I thought, if I was this impressed with how this person rode, why don't I carry his attitude to riding forward and try to be that type of rider as well? Maybe, just maybe, it'll leave the same kind of impression on somebody else that he had on me. Overall, learning to ride a motorcycle has been an overwhelmingly positive and amazing experience. And nothing but good lessons and good friendships have come from it. I highly encourage anyone that wants to try motorcycles to do it, and to do it the correct and safe way so that you can keep doing it for your entire lifetime. There we have it, bike family, what I wish I knew before buying my first motorcycle. Ride safe, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye!